The spiritual mission of cats. What heaven wants you to know. What if I told you that your cat isn't just a companion, but a messenger? That they were sent here with a specific mission, one that connects the visible world to the invisible, the earthly to the divine? By the end of this video, you'll understand why cats have always been considered sacred and what heaven wants you to know through them. If you enjoy meaningful stories and spiritual insights about cats, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Between two worlds. Have you ever watched your cat stare at something you cannot see? Maybe they're sitting perfectly still, eyes fixed on an empty corner of the room. Or perhaps they're following something invisible across the ceiling, their head moving slowly, deliberately, as if tracking a presence only they can perceive. And when you look, there's nothing there. But is there really nothing? Or is there something your eyes simply weren't designed to see? This is where we begin. Because the first spiritual mission of cats, the one that has been recognized across cultures, across centuries, across continents, is this. Cats are guardians of the veil. The veil. That thin, invisible boundary between the physical world and the spiritual realm. Between what we can touch and what we can only feel. Between the seen and the unseen. And cats? They live on both sides. In ancient Egypt, cats were not just beloved, they were worshipped. They were considered divine protectors, beings who could see into the realm of the gods. When a family's cat passed away, the entire household would go into mourning, shaving their eyebrows as a sign of respect. Cats were mummified and buried with honor because people believed they would continue their sacred work in the afterlife. In Japanese culture, the maneki neko, the beckoning cat, is believed to invite good fortune and ward off negative spirits. In Celtic traditions, cats were seen as guardians of the otherworld, creatures who could pass between dimensions freely. Even today, in spiritual practices around the world, cats are recognized as beings with heightened perception. They're not just pets, they're sentinels, watchers, protectors of spaces we cannot fully understand. But why? Why would heaven assign this mission to cats? Because we need them, not just for companionship, not just for comfort, but for protection, spiritual protection, that we often don't even realize we're receiving. Think about the moments when your cat positions themselves at the doorway of your bedroom while you sleep, or when they sit at the entrance of your home, watching, waiting, as if standing guard, or when they suddenly puff up, hiss, or stare intensely at a space that feels off. You might have dismissed it as strange behavior. But what if they were doing exactly what they were sent here to do? What if they were filtering energies, blocking what shouldn't enter, protecting the sanctity of your space and your peace? Cats are incredibly sensitive to energy. They can sense changes in electromagnetic fields, shifts in atmospheric pressure, even subtle alterations in the emotional climate of a room. Science tells us this much, but spiritually, they go even deeper. They sense intentions. They feel presences. And when something doesn't belong, when an energy is too heavy, too intrusive, too harmful, they respond. Not with aggression meant to frighten you, but with instinctive protection meant to shield you. Let me share something with you. A man named Thomas once told me about his cat, Midnight. Thomas had just moved into a new apartment, one that felt oddly uncomfortable from the first night. He couldn't explain it, but he never felt at ease there. He would wake up in the middle of the night feeling anxious, unsettled. Midnight, however, seemed to know exactly what was wrong. Every evening, without fail, she would walk the perimeter of the apartment, slowly, methodically, as if inspecting every corner. She would pause at certain spots, sit down, and stare for long periods. Sometimes she would meow softly. Other times, she would simply stay there in silence. And then, one night, Thomas noticed something. After Midnight completed her nightly rounds, the apartment felt different, lighter, calmer. He began to sleep better. The anxiety faded. And midnight? She stopped her perimeter checks. She had done her work. That's not coincidence. That's purpose. That's a guardian fulfilling their mission. So let me ask you, and I truly want to hear from you in the comments. I read every single one. Have you ever noticed your cat guarding a doorway, watching over you while you sleep, or reacting to something you couldn't see? What did it feel like? Did you sense that they were protecting you? Because here's the truth. They were. They are. Right now, as you watch this, your cat may be standing watch, filtering what enters your space, keeping the energies around you balanced and safe. You don't have to see it to trust it. You don't have to understand it to feel grateful for it. Your cat is a guardian, not just of your home, but of the threshold between worlds. And that is a sacred, divine mission. But protection is only the beginning, because there's something even deeper your cat does. Something that doesn't just guard your space, but heals your very soul. Something that touches the wounds you carry inside, the ones no one else can see. And once you understand it, you'll realize just how miraculous your cat truly is. Have you ever been sitting alone, carrying a pain you couldn't name, and your cat appeared out of nowhere? You didn't call them. You didn't make a sound. You were simply there, holding something heavy in your chest: grief, worry, loneliness, fear. And then, like a whisper made of warmth and fur, they came to you. They climbed into your lap. They rested their head against your heart, and they began to purr. And in that moment, something shifted. The weight didn't disappear, but it became bearable. The loneliness didn't vanish, but you no longer felt alone. The pain was still there, but so was comfort. So was peace. This isn't coincidence. This is the second spiritual mission of cats. They are healers of the heart. The frequency of love. Let's talk about that purr. That soft, rhythmic vibration that seems to fill not just the room, but your entire body. Science has discovered something remarkable. When a cat purrs, they produce sound frequencies between 25 and 150 hertz. And these specific frequencies? They've been shown to promote healing. They can reduce stress and anxiety. They can lower blood pressure. They can even stimulate the repair of bones and tissues in humans. The purr is not just a sound. It's medicine, vibrational medicine, delivered freely and lovingly by a creature who asks for nothing in return. But here's what moves me most. Your cat doesn't purr to fix you. They purr to be with you, to share their frequency with yours, to align their energy with yours in a moment of pain and say, without words, "I'm here, you're not alone, let me help you carry this." That's not instinct. That's compassion. That's divine purpose. Across history, healers and mystics have understood that everything in the universe vibrates at a certain frequency. Health, they believed, was a state of harmony when your body, mind, and spirit vibrated in balance. And illness, whether physical or emotional, was a state of disharmony. Your cat instinctively knows this. When your frequency is off, when you're grieving, anxious, heartbroken, they feel it. And they respond not by trying to change you, but by offering their own frequency as a gift, a balm, a bridge back to harmony. This is why cats are drawn to people who are suffering. This is why they curl up beside someone who's crying. This is why they press their bodies against those who are sick or in pain. They're not just being affectionate, they're working, healing, fulfilling the mission they were sent here to complete. Let me share a story that still gives me chills. A woman named Rebecca told me about her cat, Oliver, and a night she will never forget. Rebecca had been diagnosed with a chronic illness. The pain was constant, and on this particular night, it was unbearable. She lay in bed, alone, tears streaming down her face, wondering how she would endure another day. Oliver, who usually slept in the living room, suddenly appeared in her doorway. He walked slowly to her bed, jumped up, and did something he had never done before. He placed his paw directly on the spot where her pain was worst, her lower back, and began to purr. Not a soft purr, a deep, powerful, rumbling purr that she could feel vibrating through her entire spine. Rebecca said she couldn't explain it, but the pain began to ease. Not completely, but enough. Enough to breathe, enough to rest. And Oliver stayed there, paw on her back, purring, until she finally fell asleep. The next morning, she woke up with less pain than she'd had in weeks. And Oliver? He was still there, still watching over her. That's not chance. That's grace. That's a healer fulfilling their sacred work. But here's something I need to say, with care and honesty. Cats don't just sense our pain. Sometimes they absorb it. They take it into their own bodies, into their own energy, to help lighten our load. This is a profound act of love, but it's also why we must care for them with the same devotion they show us. If your cat is showing signs of stress, illness, or unusual behavior, please take them to a veterinarian. Because just as they care for us, we must care for them. The healing goes both ways. And that's the beauty of it. That's the sacredness of the bond. So let me ask you, and I truly hope you'll share this with me in the comments. Has your cat ever appeared during a moment of pain or sadness? Did their presence bring you comfort you couldn't find anywhere else? Did you feel something shift in your heart when they stayed beside you? Because if you did, you weren't imagining it. That was real. That was your cat fulfilling their mission. That was heaven reaching out to you through fur and purrs and presence, saying, "You are loved, you are not alone, and you will heal." Your cat doesn't heal you because they pity you. They heal you because they see you. They see the light inside you, even when you can't see it yourself. And they stay beside you, vibrating at the frequency of love, until you can remember who you truly are. That is a gift beyond measure. That is a mission of the highest order. But there's more. Because your cat doesn't just protect and heal, there's a third mission, one that teaches you something essential. Something that will change not just how you live, but how you see yourself. And it begins with a lesson you've been watching all along, without even realizing it. What if I told you that every time your cat stretches in a beam of sunlight, they're teaching you something profound? That every time they groom themselves with care, set a boundary, or simply rest without guilt, they're showing you a way of being that most of us have forgotten? Your cat isn't just living their life. They're modeling a sacred truth, a truth that heaven wants you to remember. Because the third spiritual mission of cats is this: they are teachers of how to live, the lesson of presence. Watch your cat for a moment, really watch them. Notice how completely they inhabit the present. When they're playing, they're fully playing. When they're resting, they're fully resting. When they're eating, they're fully eating. There's no divided attention, no worrying about yesterday, no anxiety about tomorrow. They are here, fully, completely, now. And that, my friend, is one of the most important spiritual lessons we can ever learn. We live in a world that constantly pulls us away from the present moment. We're haunted by the past, by regrets, by mistakes, by things we wish we'd said or done differently. We're anxious about the future, by deadlines, by uncertainties, by fears of what might go wrong. And in the midst of all that mental noise, we forget to actually live. We forget that this moment, right now, is all we truly have. Your cat knows this. They've always known this. And every single day, they show you what it looks like to be fully alive in the only moment that exists, now. This isn't just about relaxation. This is about existence itself. This is about remembering that life is not something that happens tomorrow or something we missed yesterday. Life is happening right now, and your cat is inviting you to join them in it. But there's another lesson your cat teaches, one that many of us struggle with deeply: the lesson of self-love. Have you ever noticed how your cat takes care of themselves without apology? How they groom themselves daily, not because someone told them to, but because they know they deserve care. How they find the warmest spot in the house and claim it without guilt, without feeling like they need to earn comfort. Your cat doesn't wait for permission to rest. They don't feel selfish for taking up space. They don't apologize for having needs. And yet, how many of us do exactly that? How many of us push through exhaustion because we think rest is lazy? How many of us neglect our own needs because we've been taught that self-care is selfish? Your cat is here to remind you, loving yourself is not selfish. It's sacred, because you are sacred. You are a creation of the divine, and caring for yourself is a way of honoring that. When your cat bathes in the sunlight, they're saying, "I deserve warmth." When they sleep for hours without guilt, they're saying, "I deserve rest." When they walk away from something that doesn't serve them, they're saying, "I deserve peace." And so do you. There's one more lesson I need to share with you, one that touches the very core of what it means to love and be loved, the lesson of trust. For a cat, trust is not given lightly. It's earned. It's built slowly, carefully, through consistent kindness and respect. And when a cat finally trusts you, when they show you their belly, when they fall asleep in your arms, when they close their eyes in your presence, they're offering you something profound. They're saying, "I feel safe with you. I trust you with my vulnerability." And in doing so, they teach you what real intimacy looks like. Not control, not possession, but mutual respect. Presence without pressure, love without conditions. Your cat doesn't need you to be perfect. They need you to be present. They don't need you to fix everything. They need you to be trustworthy. And when you show up for them, when you respect their boundaries, when you honor their needs, when you love them as they are, they teach you how to do the same in every relationship in your life. This is the wisdom of cats. This is the curriculum heaven designed. Let me ask you something, and please share your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear from you. What has your cat taught you? Have they shown you how to rest without guilt? How to set boundaries with love? How to be present in a world that's constantly pulling you away? Because these lessons aren't small. They're not trivial. They're the very foundation of a peaceful, meaningful life. Your cat is teaching you how to live not just longer, but better. Not just with others, but with yourself. Not just in the world, but in alignment with your soul. And here's the truth that ties all of this together. Your cat doesn't teach you these lessons by accident. They were sent to you specifically because you needed to learn them. Because heaven knew that you, in this life, in this moment, needed a teacher who wouldn't judge you, wouldn't preach to you, but would simply show you, day after day, what it looks like to live with grace. But there's one more mission, one final truth that explains not just why cats are here, but why you and your cat found each other. And it has to do with something that never ends, something eternal. There's a question that lives in the heart of everyone who has ever loved a cat deeply. It's a question we sometimes whisper in the quiet moments. A question that surfaces when we hold them close, knowing that time moves differently for them than it does for us. The question is this: will I see you again? When this life ends, will we find each other? And today, I want to offer you something, not a doctrine, not a demand that you believe a certain way, but a truth that has echoed across cultures, across centuries, across the hearts of millions who have loved and lost their cats. The truth is this: love is eternal. And your cat is here to teach you that. Beyond the physical form, let me tell you about a woman named Elena. She had a cat named Luna, a small gray tabby with eyes like amber. Luna was with Elena through everything, through her 20s, through a difficult divorce, through the loss of her father. Luna was her constant, her anchor, her home. And then one morning, Luna didn't wake up. She had passed peacefully in her sleep, curled up in her favorite spot by the window. Elena was devastated. The grief was unbearable. The house felt empty in a way she had never experienced before. But then, something happened. About a week after Luna's passing, Elena woke up in the middle of the night, and she felt it, a familiar weight at the foot of her bed, the unmistakable sensation of a cat walking across the blanket. She opened her eyes, and for just a moment, she saw her. Luna, sitting there, looking at her with those amber eyes, calm and whole. And then she was gone. Elena didn't tell anyone at first. She thought people would think she was losing her mind. But then she started hearing similar stories from friends, from strangers online, from people all over the world who had felt the presence of their cats after they had passed. Dreams that felt more real than waking life. A familiar purr heard in an empty room. The sensation of soft paws on a lap. The smell of their fur, just for a moment, lingering in the air. These aren't hallucinations. These aren't desperate minds inventing comfort. These are experiences shared by too many people across too many cultures to be dismissed. These are connections that transcend the physical. These are bonds that death cannot sever. I can't tell you exactly what happens after death. No one can. But I can tell you this. In nearly every spiritual tradition on earth, from Buddhism to Christianity, from indigenous wisdom to modern metaphysics, there is a recognition that the soul continues, that love continues, that the bonds we form in this life are not erased when the body stops. And if that's true for us, why wouldn't it be true for them? For the beings who loved us so completely, so unconditionally, so faithfully? Your cat is not just a body. They are a soul, a presence, a consciousness that chose to walk beside you in this life. And that choice, that bond, doesn't end when their physical form does. It transforms, it shifts, but it remains. The love that never dies. This is the fourth and final mission of cats, to teach us that love is the only thing that's real, the only thing that lasts. Everything else in this world is temporary, jobs, possessions, even our own bodies. But love? Love is eternal. It's the language of the divine. It's the thread that connects all souls across time and space. And your cat? They are a living demonstration of that love. They don't love you because you're successful. They don't love you because you're perfect. They don't love you because you give them things. They love you because you are you. And that love asks for nothing in return but your presence. That's the purest form of love that exists. And it's a reflection, a small, beautiful, furry reflection of how heaven loves you. Unconditionally, completely, eternally. So why did you and your cat find each other? Why, out of all the souls in the universe, did yours connect? Because you needed each other. Because there was something you were meant to learn from them, and something they were meant to learn from you. Because your paths were meant to cross in this life, at this time, for reasons that your mind may never fully understand, but your heart always knew. Some call it destiny. Some call it divine timing. Some call it a soul contract, an agreement made before you were even born, that you would meet, that you would love each other, that you would help each other grow. Whatever you call it, the truth remains. Your cat is not a random presence in your life. They are a sacred one. Let me ask you one last time, and I hope you'll leave your answer in the comments, because these stories matter. Your story matters. Do you believe you'll see your cat again? Have you felt their presence even after they've passed? And what has their love taught you about the nature of eternity? Now, take a deep breath. Look at your cat if they're with you. And if they're not, if they've already crossed that threshold, close your eyes and feel them. Because they're still there, in your heart, in your memories, in the love that never fades. Your cat was sent to you with 4 sacred missions: to guard you, to heal you, to teach you, and to show you that love never ends. And every purr, every gentle headbutt, every quiet moment of companionship was heaven whispering to you, you are seen, you are loved, and you are never, ever alone. If this message touched your soul, if it helped you see your cat, or the memory of your cat, as the sacred gift they truly are, I would be so honored if you'd subscribe to this channel. There are more truths waiting to be shared, more stories of love and connection, and I'd be grateful to walk this journey with you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for loving the way you do. And may you and your cat, whether beside you now or waiting for you beyond, walk together in light, in love, and in eternity. Until we meet again.